Hello viewers, welcome to the YouTube channel roshniwithhina. Today I will discuss the topic demand. What is demand? Demand is the quantity of goods or services buyers are willing to purchase at a given price. The slope of the demand curve represents the price sensitivity of buyers. Number one, price demand. Price demand is the quantity of a product that will be demanded at a certain price. When the price of a product increases, the demand for it decreases. When the price of the product decreases, the demand for it increases. Number two, income demand. Income demand measures the relationship between income and quantity demanded. Income elastic demand is when the percentage change in quantity demanded is greater than the percentage change in income. Income inelastic demand is when the percentage change in quantity demanded is less than the percentage change in income. Cross demand. Cross demand is when the price of one good affects the demand for another good. Products that are used together are often subject to cross demand. A rise in the price of one product will lead to a decrease in the demand for the other product. Fundamental concept in economics and in influenced by a variety of factors including price. As the price of a product or services decreases, demand generally increases, and the price rises, demand typically decreases. This relationship is known as the law of demand. Consumer income. Changes in consumers' income can affect their demand for goods and services. For most products, as income increases, the demand for normal goods increases, while the demand for inferior goods may decrease. Price of related goods. The price of for one product can be influenced by the price of related goods. For example, if the price of a substitute goods, a product that can be used in a place of another, falls, the demand for the original product may decrease. Consumer taste and preferences. Consumer preferences and trends can have a significant impact on demand. A product that becomes popular due to changing consumer preferences will typically experience an increase in demand. Population and demographics. The size and demographics of the population also affect demand. A growing population can lead to increased demand for various goods and services. Consumer expectations. Expectations about future prices, income, or other economic factors can influence current demand. For example, if consumers expect prices to rise in the future, they may increase their current demand for the product. Advertising and marketing. Effective advertising and marketing can stimulate demand for a product by creating awareness and a desire to purchase it. Here are some of the most common types of demand. Individual demand. This refers to the demand for a good or services by an individual consumer. Each person's demand for a particular product can vary based on their preferences, income, and other personal factors. Individual demand is the demand for a good by a single consumer. For instance, consider John's demand for pizza. John's may like pizza and be willing to buy two slices of pizza each week. Market demand. Market demand is the total demand for a specific product or services within a particular market or region. It is the sum of all individual demand within the market. Market demand represents the total demand for a product within a specific market. If you add up the individual demands of everyone in a city for pizza, you get the market demand for pizza in that city. Effective demand. Effective demand is the actual demand for a product or service, considering a consumer's ability to pay for it. It accounts for both the desire and the ability to purchase. Effective demand considers not just the desire for product but the ability to pay for it. If Jane wants to buy a luxury car but can't afford it, her effective demand for the luxury car is low. Derived demand. This type for demand arises from the demand for another related products. For example, the demand for steel is derived from the demand for automobiles and constructions. For example, the demand for steel is derived from the demand for automobiles. When people want to buy more cars, the demand for steel used in car manufacturing increases. Composite demand occurs when a product is demanding for multiple purposes. For instance, leather can be demanded for making shoes, belts, and bags. The demand for leather is composite because it's used for various purposes. Joint demand. Joint demand is when two or more products are demanded together because they are complementary. For example, the demand for smartphones and mobile data plans often goes hand in hand. For example, consider the demand for printers and printing. When people buy printers, they also need ink cartridge. The demand for printers and ink is joint. Competitive demand. Competitive demand is when two or more products are substitutes for each other and an increases in the demand for one leads to a decrease in the demand for the others. For example, the demand for tea and coffee is competitive. For example, coffee and tea are often substitutes. If the price of coffee increases, people may switch to tea and vice versa, reflecting competitive demand. Autonomous demand. Autonomous demand is the demand for a product that is not dependent on the demand for any other product. Most consumer goods fall under this category. A typical example is the demand for smartphones. People buy smartphones for their own use, and its demand is autonomous. Inelastic demand. Inelastic demand occurs when a change in price has a relatively small impact on the quantity demanded. These are often necessities or goods with limited substitutes, like prescription medications. Prescription medications are often inelastic. Even if the price of life-saving medications increases, people will still buy it because they have no substitute and the demand is relatively unresponsive to price changes. Elastic demand. Elastic demand is the opposite of inelastic demand. A small change in price significantly affects the quantity demanded. These are often non-essential goods with many substitutes. Consider candy bar. If the price of a candy bar increases, people might buy fewer or switch to other sweets like cookies. The demand for candy bars is elastic. Cross elasticity of demand. This measures how the quantity demanded of one product changes in response to a change in the price of another related product. It helps determine whether two products are substitutes or complements. If the price of smartphones goes up and the demand for smartphone cases also decreases, if it indicates a negative cross elasticity of demand, showing that these products are complementary. Income elasticity of demand. This measures how the quantity demanded of a product changes. With changes in consumer income, it can categorize goods as normal demand increases with income or inferior demand decrease with income. An example is luxury cars. When people income arise, they may buy more luxury cars, indicating a high positive income elasticity of demand. Vablan goods. These are products for which the demand increases as the price rises, often due to their perceived prestige or exclusivity. High-end luxury watches can be considered valuable goods. Some consumers desire them more when their prices increases because of their exclusivity and status symbol. Gift and goods. Gift and goods are a rare and controversial concepts where an increase in price leads to an increase in demand. These are typically inferior goods, and the income effect dominates the substitution effects. Giffen goods are relatively rare, but one potential example is inferior staple foods. If the price of a basic cheap food like rice were to rise significantly, some low income individuals might buy more profits because they can't afford more expensive options. Thank you for allowing me to share my knowledge on demand with you today. Thank you for choosing Roshni with Hina channel. Kindly share, like, and subscribe.